So I am Rabbi Yoav from Israel, from the Galil, from a kibbutz called Hanaton. And I'm a rabbi in the community, and I'm the executive director of an educational leadership center that we built there. So we started about 4.5 years ago. We decided to build a community, which will be Masorti, conservative, pluralistic, in Hanaton. And we came here to build a community, a Jewish, young, passionate community. But we know that to build Israel and to try to build also the Jewish people, we have to create an educational leadership center. And we decided that we have to empower young leadership. So we created an NGO, and we have a building there. And we have different leadership programs and leadership seminars. Like we have what's called the Mechina Kdam Tzvait, a pre-army program. We take kids in Israel after they finish high school, and they come to live in our center for a year, and they learn about Judaism, about Zionism, Jewish peoplehood, ecology. They learn leadership skills. They learn Torah, Talmud, but they also learn to work the land, and they also learn to work with Jews and with non-Jews. And we give them like a year course, because we believe that if we want to shape the state of Israel, and we want to strengthen the Jewish people, we have to create and empower young leaderships. It's not enough to just be a part of the Jewish people, but you have to take leading roles and be devoted to it. From our pluralistic approach. So this year, to our Mechina programs, we have secular and modern Orthodox people and conservative, especially also people who finish high school and postpone their army service and come for a year of leadership. But we have programs for schools, and we have programs for rabbinical students, and we have communities who come to our center too. So different ages come and also meet our community, because we live there. It's a center inside the community. So they can come to our website, see what there is there. We have from spiritual meditation, Jewish retreats, to learning seminars. They can see if there is something that they can relate to. But also, if someone from the community is in Israel, he knows that he's invited. We want to be like a home within a home, to come, to learn about the Galil, to see the community, so everybody can feel what is more right for him. We have in our we have like a modest. It's like a youth hostel. We have rooms and we have food and everything, and people in our programs come for a few days, because that is really when you can know each other. If it's not for 1 hour, 2 hours, but for 4 or 5, 2 Shabbat, 2 weeks. So we have a place to stay and to eat and to live. Basically, it depends about the program, but yes, we build also like mud buildings, and we plant, and we have different things in our programs. Yes, depends about depends הדמות של התוכנית, depends about what is the program. Yes, but you also can learn about text and what is the meaning of ecology in Jewish text. So we try to connect text life, like Jewish text, biblical, and the life outside of the Beit Midrash. Like work and learn about the meaning of the work. Do Tikkun Olam and also learning about what Tikkun Olam means. Bring these both worlds together. Well, Zionism for me is a dream that we haven't fulfilled yet. Some people say there is a state. We did it, but it's like a dream we keep on dreaming. And Zionism is making a better society and a more just society. And Zionism, Israel is 65 years old. We have a structure, we have a state, we have roads, we have dried the swamps and built the buildings, and there is a lot to do. But today we are creating the identity the spiritual home we want to create for the Jewish people. What does it mean, a Jewish and a democratic state together? So Zionism for me today is to create the identity of Israel, to see how Israel is connected to Jewish people, to see what the Zionism dream is today. What does it mean today? So it's really taking responsibility and learning and wanting to build a better society, better Jewish people, and connected to Jewish life, but also connected to Western values, connected to Jews, but also connected to non-Jews. So this is my Zionist dream, is not only to have a state, but it's also to say, what does it mean to have a state, and how should we build our society to make sure this is a state that we want to belong to and that the Jewish people feel a part of. Well, I think there are several challenges. We definitely have security challenges, which they're there and they're very true. But I think if we picture a world where we have world peace, no anti-Semitism and no wars and everything is good, and we say, what will happen to Israel then we see that there are serious gaps in terms of how people perceive Judaism and perceive Israel. We have Haredim, and we have Chilonim, and we have Orthodox, and we have pluralistic Judaism. And I think really one of the biggest challenges today in Israel, our existential question really, is figuring out our joint identity of what does it mean to build this society today. I will give a short example. Israel is a postmodern country. People can go wherever they want, and our parents have their answers why they came to Israel, but we have to have our own answers, the young generation today. And a lot of times when I ask people what is the greatest problem of Israel, they say the security problem, missiles flying into Israel. And I say missiles is a very, very strategic challenge, very big problems, but who deals with missiles? Civilians, not the army. And how do civilians deal with missiles? They go to the bomb shelters. And why would a person stay in a place where he knows that missiles can fly on him? So the answer is, he knows why he's there. He feels a solidarity with the people around him, and he feels the meaning of living in this place, the importance. And I feel that today Israelis, doesn't matter where they are, they have to know that it's not only important to have in Israel, but really to feel the solidarity with all our society and to understand what is Zionism for them. I believe in peace, but I'm not naive. Peace does not happen in one day. And this is a very good question, because people in Israel, a lot of people think that if you are a religious Jew, then you have to be right-wing. And that is not true. And being a involved Jew, you can be right or you can be left. I believe personally that if we want to stay Jewish and democratic, like you said before, then we have to work also to make sure the population in Israel does not control more, let's say, not control is not the right word. If we want to be a democratic and Jewish state, we have to make sure that also we come into a peace agreement, and that everybody that lives in the place that we control has a voting voice and is an equal civilian. So I certainly believe in the future of maybe having peace or being in a peace process and to create this. But as a conservative rabbis, we have different people with different opinions. It's not that everybody thinks like me or everybody thinks in another way. I believe in peace. I know we have to have peace, but I also know that leaders sign agreements and people make peace. It means that it's not enough to talk, the leaders, but we have to talk to one another. We have to volunteer, we have to teach, we have to know Arabic, they have to know Hebrew. So we have to do the groundwork to make the people also ready for such a thing.